people that always miss is that the basics are what are causing the problems.
Recently, I saw a video from ITTPod regarding new players and how they usually do not take advantage of the game's mechanics. And thinking about it, he has a point, because the game doesn't really teach you much until you start playing the story in End of Dragons, which is the third expansion. This is why in this video I will show you the basics of Guild Wars 2 and how to improve your skills while playing the game. I am playing on my Scourge as it is a caster elite spec. You can see in the video footage the casting bar when I'm using spells. Well, in most MMOs while you play a caster, you are locked in place when you're casting, and the spell is cancelled if you move before it finishes. In Guild Wars 2 that is not the case with a large majority of skills. You can be very good at soloing group events or champions by taking advantage of this mechanic. There are only a few skills that lock you in place. For example, take root, that you need to stay still for 3 seconds. If you move and interrupt the cast before it finishes, the full cooldown will be triggered. Next up on the list is how you avoid damage. Guild Wars 2 has action combat, which means you can actually move or dodge to avoid a hit. This one is easy in the beginning, but a bit harder when you start doing content from any of the expansions. This is why it's good to practice while getting to the level cap. You can see here how moving to avoid damage works, but keep in mind this is a low level enemy and it only attacks us in melee range. But with range enemies you have to learn how to dodge. Again, you can see how dodging completely avoids all the damage. The best way to learn how to dodge is to look at your enemy, and when you see it is about to strike, press the dodge key. Keep in mind that you have mobility skills that make you invulnerable, or they can move you out of the way so you do not take damage. And this is a good way to alternate between them so you do not drain the endurance bar. This game also helps you out with telegraphs on the ground when a bigger attack is about to happen. When this happens, look at the movement of the enemy and then dodge instead of dodging instantly, because the animation may take a bit longer to finish, and right after you dodge the enemy hits you and you're dead. Keep in mind that there are some telegraphs that are unblockable, and you have to move out of the way or you're instantly dead. So the short version of this is to not stand in orange or red circles on the ground. This is why in Guild Wars 2 people recommend to get DPS stats on weapons and armor, because you can use your skills to dodge to mitigate the damage, and you have very high damage to kill the enemy fast and not use all the dodges or movement skills. Some classes have more dodges or skills to evade attacks than others, but all of them are good for PvE. Another important aspect of MMOs in general is not clicking the skills. I used to play Ion back in the day, and the game had like 3 or 4 skill bars depending on the class, and I was clicking the skills because it felt the fastest way for me to hit what I want. But after I watched some videos, I saw people change the default keybinds to suit their mobility, and were very good at killing mobs and other players, because they could look at the screen and press the key instead of looking at where the skills are and missing what the other player was doing. Fortunately, Guild Wars 2 has 10 main skills, and depending on the class you can have up to 5 more. What I recommend here is to change your keybinds of 5 to 10 to something that is close to the keys of WASD, so you do not have to do hand gymnastics to reach them. If you have a mouse with more buttons, by all means use them. It will make your life a lot easier when doing events and when you have a rainbow of effects on your screen, and you have to click the skills but don't know where your cursor is. Another special trick Guild Wars 2 has is Action Cam, which by default is bound to F2. When you use this, you can point your skills to the target. This is really fun if you like to roleplay as an archer or a sniper. In the footage here, I press tab to lock on to the target. And the last thing I recommend is to level up your first character without using a character boost, because you will understand how the class plays and it will take you a lot more time to understand it. If you want, you can level up with PvE. You can explore maps, do events, complete the story chapters, or go into World vs World after level 31 if you have the main game, or any of the expansions, but if you do not have them and you are a free to play character, you can go after level 60. But you can also level up by doing structured PvP, which is a 2v2 or 5v5 arena. If you want to see more content like this, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, please click the like and subscribe buttons.